to BriMyselfAndEye. So today I am going to be filming my Best of Beauty for 2015. I've actually been looking forward to filming this probably more than any other video I've done for the whole year because it was just so much fun to do last year, and these are some of my favorite videos to watch on everyone else's channel. So if you've done a Best of Beauty, tell me what you did or your link below, or just leave a comment of what your favorite beauty products were. And yeah, because I love getting ideas and all that jazz. And it's true, we all enable each other and feed our addiction of makeup and skincare. So I'm going to start out doing mid-range to high-end beauty, and then I'll do drugstore beauty favorite here in a separate video. We will just jump right into it because this year has been a hot year for makeup. So I'm going to go in the order in which I get ready. So I'm going to do eyes first. I am going to mention some of these in both the drugstore and the high-end because they are so affordable. But you already know, if you've been following me, that this is coming. This is my Makeup Geek collection, part of it. And yeah, I'm obsessed with all things Makeup Geek. I love their neutral matte colors are beautiful. I've already hit pan on some of them this year. Maybe I'll film like a top, however many this is, top 20 favorite Makeup Geek shades that I think are like an essential. I also like their duochrome shades that they came out with and the foiled eyeshadows, which are amazing. But my favorite foiled eyeshadow is in the Spotlight, which is this gorgeous champagne peachy shade. But yeah, so I'm gonna say that they're for both the high-end because you can only order them offline, so when you add shipping it is a little bit pricey, but to be honest, they are not that much more expensive than the drugstore. So first and foremost, Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Next up is the Anastasia Beverly Hills World Traveler Shadow Couture palette. I was in love with this summer. We had like a summer fling and I'm still in love with it, but I love the Fudge and Morocco shades, probably the best, and then I love green gold colored, that's very popular. This is a great eyeshadow kit. You get a very nice blendable set of shadows and you can do multiple looks with them, so pretty neat. Next is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. This one has been used to death, and I use this for contouring and I use it for my eyes. There's just so much selection, and if you have this and you're like, what do I do with it? I found out later in the game, actually can use it, like if you cover up those, that's a quad, yeah, that's a quad, that's a quad. So that's kind of how it was designed up, to be 3 separate quads, or you could just mix them and do whatever you want, which is what I do. But if you're wondering about that's how it was set up. These are the warm tones, these are the more like neutral and cool tones, and I love her Shade and Light eye kit. Next up is the Lorac Pro Mega 2 palette, which I don't think is still available anymore, but if you got your hands on it, I'm just letting you know, I'm obsessed. And I've had this since September. As soon as it came out, I ordered it like the day, like within an hour of it releasing, because I didn't know how long they'd be around. And they were around for a few months, so a lot of you may have gotten the chance to get it, but I love the way it's set up. I love the color selection, the variety. I love everything about it. The mattes and the metallics and the shimmer shades and all that are all amazing. So I think I've done an eye look with this. I'll link it below if you're interested in seeing one of 3 ways that I've used this. And I'm going to be recording 2 more ways to use this palette if you have it. So if you have it, go ahead and grab it and we can do our makeup together with this palette. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Makeup Forever. They reformulated their eyeshadows and they have these giant pans now, and my favorite shade of this whole year was M928. I've used this in quite a few looks, and just as a single eyeshadow, they're kind of expensive, so I recommend buying them in a set of 2 or 3 because you get more bang for your buck that way. But this shade right here I think is a must-have in anyone's collection. It just goes so pretty into the crease, and yeah, just love it. Next, sticking with the eye stuff, I've recently fallen in love with Bobbi Brown eyeshadows. I have had my eye on Camel for a long time, and if you're familiar with Bobbi Brown, this is probably the eyeshadow that you've been told about or heard about, and it is a beautiful shade. I'm wearing it right now along with like 1,000 other colors. I tried to wear as much of what I'm talking about on my face, so I had to really layer it up today. But yeah, Camel is, if you don't get any other eyeshadows from Bobbi Brown, get this one. So pretty. I love it. There are 2 others that caught my eye, and love. And this one is Burnt Sugar. It's a metallic eyeshadow. Like, as you can see, it just has this nice, I don't know, not duochrome. It's a metallic eyeshadow, but it's so pretty and so unique. It almost has a little bit of an undertone of gray and brown, which is nice if you want to do more of a neutral to cool tone brown look. So, love that one. The next up from Bobbi Brown, this is the last one that I recommend if you don't have any Bobbi Brown and you just want to get a few to get started. The number 27 Black Plum eyeshadow. It's matte. It is the most unique, like, brown, I don't even know how to describe it, a black plum there. But it's just so intense, and it's, I don't know, sometimes you don't want a solid black for a color. You want something to have a little bit more of a purple tone. But this has a little bit of a dark cocoa color, which I love. It just shows up so pretty. And I thought it looked very similar in the store to the Makeup Forever M928, but they're nothing alike. This one's more of a, I think, pinky blue tone purple, and this one's a pure plum with like black undertones almost. So very, very different. I recommend them both though, because they are gorgeous and I love them. I'm going to say that way too much. Then the final eyeshadow shimmer color that I'm going to talk about for the higher end is the Stila Kitten. I have the Magnificent Metals eyeshadow. It's gorgeous. I've worn this in a tutorial. I'll link it around here somewhere. But yeah, it's a must-have in your kit. It looks good on all different skin tones, and it's just the perfect taking it to the next level kind of color. Well, Kitten, must-have. Everyone talks about it for a good reason. It's amazing. My favorite lashes is like a tie between the Strike a Pose by Velour, Complete Me by Velour, and the House of Lashes Iconic. These are not for the faint of heart. If you like high drama, the Iconic House of Lashes they take the cake and the win for that. And then the House of Lashes Lash Glue are my new favorites. They recently came out with the black liner, which I love because you don't have to have this, you know, white to cover over with eyeliner and all that jazz. But they're both good. The formula is the same. If you do get the black one, I would be careful if you get it anywhere because it is really hard to take off if you get like a spot of it somewhere. So just to be safe, I recommend the original, but if you have a little more experience, then the black one is a nice one too. Then to prime all that, I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20 or NW15. I just go back and forth depending on how ghostly I am. But yeah, this primes your eyes perfectly, lasts all day, doesn't crease, and helps your eyelids kind of just neutralize any colors that there might be, like veins or whatever, and gives it a nice palette to work on for your eyeshadows. My favorite brow products for this year are, no surprise, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I've been in the shade dark brown, and I've also started recently doing chocolate because I dyed my hair a little bit of a red tone this summer, and so the chocolate kind of helped warm that up. But I also like using her number 20 brush for, you know, shaping them out. Very nice. And then my favorite eyeliner from the high-end section, and this is more like luxury. So the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Liner is my favorite eyeliner. I'll list it below. But the one that I use whenever I just need my wings to like be on fleek and beyond is the Givenchy Liner Couture eyeliner. And what I like about it is it's like goof-proof, foolproof, beginner-proof, whatever. You use it like a stamp. So you literally just line it up, and I would do your eyebrows first so that you have somewhere to point your wing. So you literally line it up and like press, and it will do your wing for you. So it is so nice if you're new to wings, or even if you're just, you know, good at wings and you want to make an easier way of doing it. This Givenchy liner is the way to go. And another favorite was the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. This works with all types of pigments, glitters, duo colors, anything you want to amp up to the next level. I recommend this. I think it was my last year's favorites as well. It's still good. And then the other favorite was a mascara, which is the Tarte Gifted Mascara, but I recently ran out. The Gifted Mascara by Tarte is my number one, but I recently got samples of the Benefit Roller Lash and the Benefit They're Real, and they're both amazing. I liked the Roller lash, I didn't like this at first. I was like, what's the point? I don't get it. But I think out of everything, out of Benefit, the roller lash was my favorite for this year. It's just so, I think you kind of either love it or you hate it, because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on it. But I like the way it curls my lashes and lengthens them at the same time. Next, I'm going to transition to face stuff. Some of my favorite primers of this year are a three-way tie between the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield with Broad Spectrum SPF 30, Treats, Blurs, Protects. This is an expensive number, but it is good for both like a skin treatment and a primer. It makes your makeup apply very smoothly, lasts all day, but also helps like kind of firm your skin a little bit and make it a little more smooth whenever you apply foundation. So if you have mature skin, I highly recommend this one. The other favorites were the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. Sometimes I will mix this with another one, but I put this around my T-zone or anywhere that I might get oily with dry skin. Take that with a grain of salt. But this one is really, really nice. And I like it a little bit better than the Benefit Professional, but they're similar in how they smooth your pores. And then another one is, like, I got 1,000 samples of these. I don't know why, so I'm not going to buy the full thing until I run out. But it's the YSL Touche Collab Blur Primer. There's little flecks of gold shimmer in there, which I was kind of like, not sure if I want as a primer. But this is gorgeous. I'm wearing it right now. If you want dewy, voluptuous skin, this is the way to go. It does kind of have a smell to it, but all of YSL stuff does. So anyway, it goes great. I usually pair these together, and it's my perfect primer cocktail when I'm not using the Murad one. So those are amazing. And then a primer spray that I totally jumped on the bandwagon for this year was the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. And I've had a lot of questions about this actually, and it does work. I'm wearing it right now. I'm doing the dew. It is gorgeous, and I use this a lot when I travel, which is nice because I have dry skin already. And traveling, we just did a road trip up the entire East Coast, and all the driving and all that jazz and the food and everything you're eating differently, my skin just like, it's still kind of in recovery right now, but this spray really helped calm it down and like relax it so I can put on makeup without looking too cakey. But yeah, highly recommend it. It is worth the hype. The next thing kind of transitions into the foundations, but this is the Blissful Body Luxury Skincare made by hand. This is the Miracle Beauty Oil and Serum. I'll link it below where to find it. It's off Etsy. Jaclyn Hill is the one that told me about this, much like millions of us. But it does work, and I do put one drop of it in with a couple of my foundations, and it helps just apply smoothly. I used it today. And if you have a foundation, I especially like to use it with the Makeup Forever or, you know, something like the Cover FX that are a little bit more like of a heavier cream. This really helps break it up and make it a little more blendable. So I like that. And there's a ton of benefits and oils that are in this, so go check it out and do your research on this and you will be blown away. Next up is the foundations. I just mentioned this one, so I'll go ahead and start with that one. It's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I'm in the shade 118 or Y325. I'm not sure. They reformulated their whole line this year with their foundations, and to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the new liquid pump kind. I loved the original, but the new one just didn't really work out for me. I never really felt like it set on my face, and it just kind of creased up on me. But this is incredible. The stick, which I was kind of surprised that I would even like a stick, reminds me back in the day when I had like a L'Oreal or Maybelline stick foundation that I would get from Walmart. But yeah, it's a stick, so you just apply it where you need it, or you can use a brush and brush it off that way. I use the Tarte buffing brush. It's really big and it picks up a lot of your product so you don't get too much cake base. It's another favorite is that brush. The brush is amazing. My other two favorites I usually mix together for some reason, I guess because I want to save it, and I don't know. I love the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I'm in the shade 3.5, and the YSL Touche Éclat, and I'm in B40. So these two, this is probably top of the line overall, my favorite, but this one is like if you're in a hurry and you don't want to spend that much, this is amazing. But I like how it doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation when I'm wearing it. It's nice. But I usually do a pump of this and a pump of that, and it's good to cover my whole face. Next up, Hi, I've been obsessed with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is amazing. I'm in light neutral. Apparently so is everybody else. Am I the only one that, like, every time I go to my Sephora in the store or online, never has it? And Ulta. I've tried both. They never have it. So now I'm on a thing with Urban Decay's website where it automatically sends me one like every 3 months or something like that, like an automatic refill program, so that I can get my hands on it because I ran out. This is my second one for this year and I was like hurting bad. But I like it more than the NARS because it blends a little bit nicer. Again, it's had mixed reviews. People love it, people hate it. I love it, and I think it's just a really nice non-creasing concealer. So then to contour with the cream, I've been loving the Sculptor by Tarte. This is Park Avenue Princess. This is another sample size, but this is great to contour your nose because it's very precise, and give it a try. It's nice and creamy and blendable, which I love. Then my favorite makeup setting spray of all time is the Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Bridal Spray. It's a very fine mist. It really does lock and load and like keep your makeup bulletproof all day long. I'm talking like through the rain and travel and all that jazz. This stuff is just perfect, especially if you're a bride, because Lord knows you go through all types of emotions and elements with that day. So if you're a bride or you do bridal makeup, this is a great finishing spray. And I also set things with the Tatcha, so I usually spray this, let it kind of cool off, and then I'll go in with this right after that, and that keeps it looking like skin again and not too cakey, and it just keeps it going strong all day long. Next up is my favorite settings, powders or compacts, and of course this goes for Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Everyone loves this. I do have dry skin, so I'm limiting how much I use it right now, but if you're into that baking trend right now, this is perfect for that. But if you have drier skin during the winter time, I recommend the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish I'm in Light Plus, and it gives more of a skin softened look rather than a powdery look. So if you're oily, the Laura Mercier Year Round will be a match made in heaven for you. Continuing on with the face, another setting powder that I've been obsessed with again for a whole another year is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette Trio. I use all three of them. They're great. I finally got the Edit palette, and it's a bit pricey, but if you're new to Hourglass, a lot of the products I'm going to mention, there's a little like sample size of it in that palette. So I recommend that if you're new. It's a much more affordable way to get your feet wet into Hourglass. But this is the original trio for their ambient powders, and these are dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light, and they're beautiful and again perfect for bridal makeup. My favorite bronzer, hands down, for my life, I think, is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light Ambient Bronzer. It's so nice. I already have a dent in mine, but this is also in the Edit palette, so yeah. But this is gorgeous. Like, it's such a radiant bronzer, and I'm wearing it right now. It doesn't look too muddy, it doesn't look too orange. It's just the perfect bronzer for a lot of different skin tones. I've actually used this on a couple different people's faces in varying skin tones, and it looked great on all of them, so I am in love with this and I highly recommend it. They also have one that's a little bit deeper than this if you prefer that and you have a little bit more darker complexion. So Hourglass for the win yet again. Moving along to contour kits, my two favorites are the Kat Von D Shade and Light kit, because I've already had to buy a new one because I ran out of the yellow shade. So if you're listening, Kat Von D, or if you happen upon this, please sell the yellow shade individually, because girl, I can't be buying this whole thing over again just for one shade. But I did. I was actually hitting pan on 3, so I guess it was worth it. I got halfway done. But yeah, this yellow shade is my favorite under eye highlight whatever setting powder. This is great for underneath your contour. This is my favorite contour shade, these two actually, of Life, and this is good for right on the cheekbones. That is probably my ride or die best friend, but my favorite luxury, higher end, simple, if you are, if you work, you have mature skin, you don't have time to like fiddle with something that big, the Marc Jacobs, what are you called? The 40 Mirage Filter Instamark palette. It is very sleek, very slim, perfect for on the go. Comes with a big old mirror, which I love, and you get your under eye shade and your contour shade. Both beautiful. The formulation is creamy. It's just a lovely, lovely set, but it is a little bit pricey. So if you want something a little bit more simple, but a little bit more in cost, this will be the way to go. And if you want more of a cost-effective, for now, until she comes out with singles, hopefully, then I recommend the Kat Von D Shade and Light. It's my overall trumping all. This is the best. You'll get it. Next, I'm going to talk about blushes really quickly and highlighters, and then we'll finish with lips. My favorite blush topper is the Becca Brushed Copper Shimmering Skin Perfector. It's really, really pretty. I'm wearing it right now. It just gives a hint of that copper brushed finish, and I love it. It is limited edition, so if you like it, I would grab it now. It's also in the Glow palette that they came out with for Christmas. If you want to try a sample of it, but you don't want to commit to the full size, I love them. Then Becca Sweet Pea for the win. I'm wearing it right now. This is my blush that if I don't want to think about it, this is what I use. I use this on other people. It looks great. So this blush is just the perfect neutral, just beautiful shade. And then my favorite pop of color, wham, in your face shade is the Hourglass Radiant Magenta shade. This is really unique, but it's got a luminous bronzing kind of finish within it, as well as that nice magenta shade. So this is really, really pretty, and it lasts all day long. Like, your blush will not go away. Then my two favorite highlighters of the year, no surprise, are Opal by Becca and Champagne Pop. I love them both for different reasons. I've definitely been using this one more because it's been on trend, and I like the champagne tone it has to it, and this one is good for more of a cool tone, neutral glow. So yeah, both of these are amazing. Becca she slayed my face this year with all of her magnificent power. Lastly, I'm going to talk about my favorite lip products. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to say what they are. And the first one is the NARS Audacious Lipstick, but my favorite one was Vanessa, which was an exclusive to the NARS store in the Meatpacking District, I believe, in New York City. But if you want one that's similar, I think Anna is close to it. But it's the shade here. I'm wearing it right now. It's so buttery, lasts all day, very nice packaging. Love, love, love that color. And it's my perfect nude, because I don't like the concealer mouth thing. But before all that, I go in with the Urban Decay Ultimate Ozone Multi-Purpose Primer. You can use this pretty much anywhere, but I use it for my lips, and it's like a wax. It helps with things for keeping things from feathering out, and it prolongs the wear of your lip product, which is always a plus. Then some of my favorite liners have been the Smashbox Violet lip liner. It's really pretty underneath Aria, which is a Stila Stale Day liquid lipstick, one of my favorites. These two, Match Made in Heaven. Then my favorite lip pencils have been the NARS Reclusion. I actually went to the NARS store in NYC, and that's how they told me it said, or is Reclusion. So I feel better about saying it now because I did not know what I was saying before. And then Cruella is my favorite red by them, which was in their birthday kit, but I had already had them, so I just have backups now. But these two are my favorite lip pencils by NARS. Then my favorite liquid lipsticks from Kat Von D were Lolita. I also like Lolita 2 now, but I only have the mini size and it's in my purse right now. And then a fun shade is Armageddon. This is something I talked about earlier in the year. I have tutorials using this, and it's beautiful. I love it. Don't let it scare you off. It's really pretty. Next, my favorite cashmere lip from Bite Beauty is the shade Moscato. This was featured in my last year's favorites. It's so pretty, so smooth. It actually stains your lips a little bit, so it doesn't dry them out or anything like that. And Bite Beauty is actually really healthy for you. Then my final two are the Stila Stale Day Vinyl Lip Gloss. I also love this lip gloss in hot pink, but this one is nude, which is just goes great on top of anything. The Ofra Cosmetics Miami Fever and Havana Nights. Yeah, this one probably is more of my favorite than Havana Nights because it's so unique in shade. It's more of an orange tone. Again, perfect with that Bobbi Brown Campbell shade. love it. I wanted to mention my favorite tools for this year. And these aren't all my favorites, but these are like the standout new brushes and tools that I loved right here. So my favorite buffing brush is a tie between the Tarte face brush, the Beauty Blender, and the Morphe M439, perfect for foundation. Favorite precision brushes were Sigma E56 shader lid brush, and then the Morphe E18 pencil brush, perfect for underneath the eyes. Soho brush of my dreams. This is my bronzer brush. I love it. I found it for like $4 at Walgreens. Beautiful. I think it's just called blush brush. Then the e.l.f. I want to say this is their selfie ready. I'm not sure. It's one of their new-ish ones for your face. The Morphe M501 is beautiful for highlight. It keeps it nice and precise where you want it. And I transitioned from my fan brush to this brush because the fan brush kind of got it everywhere, and this is great for strobing. Oh, one more tool that I love to use is the Forever Puff. I mentioned this again last year. Great for setting your powder. You just kind of get some into the top, scrunch it in to load it, and then you just press and roll. And then if you put on too much, you just brush off the excess. So, but Wave is still my absolute favorite, so go ahead and give them a try, and yeah, love them. And I'm done with the Highend. Oh my god. So let me know what high-end products or mid-range products you've been loving. Hope you've enjoyed this. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss out any of the adventures for 2016. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Everything about it. Let me just punch myself in the face. Yes, fresh blooper. And the paper's out. I don't wear lashes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, my favorite for this would be to get through this video, if that would be possible. Okay, when I wear them, they're like fan lashes, like oof. Anyway, but like drama, these are great. Good. One of my Irish, I am Irish, but like, good lord, get it together. The accessories for the eyes, like, yeah, that being said, but, the Lori, then, continue, Luminous Bronze Light, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, Becky, look at her butt. Guys, I already have a dip, and it helps with picking your nose. Gross. I get it in my purse. I got a problem. But, and it's great for precision. Yeah, whatever. It's just, I'm running out of words, but yeah. More favorites. So there's quite a few because the drugstore completely, like, rocked my socks off this year. So go ahead and get you a drink, some popcorn, and like your notepad and pen and paper. Just go ahead and refresh your sheet so that we can keep going. And got a lot of good tips and favorites.